So I'm playing the game Wordscapes to pass the time and to try to distract me from the constant voices in my head, which are not schizophrenia, but a man-made schizophrenia times a billion, on a dehumanizing, demoralizing, schizophrenic-like radio station caused by a voice-to-skull device that is attached to a drone, controlled from hundreds of yards away, or even further. The technology has been around for over 50 years, and it's what magicians and mentalists use in magic tricks when they have a participant think of numbers to use in a magic trick, which they are actually broadcasting to that person at a subliminal audio level using voice-to-skull, which uses microwaves to transmit audio to a person's head. When at a subliminal audio level, it's indistinguishable from thought. So they keep acting like there's little hints and clues and wordscapes and in Townsville. I don't give a shit because they do it regardless if it's real or not. Whether they plant it there or they get it, subliminally, planted there, like in the TV shows that I watch or in the games that I play, or they just point out coincidences and act like that they were planted there, or don't act like they planted there. It's insane and it's annoying and it's madness. So the word Canton came up. My dad lives in Canton, Georgia. And they're like, ooh, that means that, that's a sign to hang in there. I don't give a shit. I've been given so much information. Keep in mind, they've been doing this for over 2 years. And they've been like, oh, it's about to be over. All your dreams are going to come true, and blah, 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 blah. Apparently not, because my dream would have been for this to have not happened to me or to have ended yesterday or a long time ago. And the longer this goes on, the more that you are participating in the ruining of someone's life by not doing the right thing. You don't sit by and watch someone be tortured and terrorized. I've done enough videos and enough demonstrations where I show myself in a sound state of mind and doing sanity checks. And I have witnesses that have felt the energy beams to me. I've proven that this isn't schizophrenia because I don't have the power of premonition. I could not have predicted that 1431 would have come up twice in Townsville that I was playing, or Township. And again, I don't have the power of premonition. I could not have predicted that, along with all of the other things that they do, like the keyword poodle when they pointed out the figurine of the poodle, and then it showed up in Golden Girls the same day later. And they had already told me ahead of time, like, we're setting this up. This is going to end up being something later today. I don't give a shit either way. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help me survive this. It's really just a suicide push, because then that makes me want to, threaten that, or while they're pushing me towards it, in order to get you to make the correct response. And we already know that my dad and all of you wouldn't have spent a few seconds of your time and an insignificant amount or no amount at all of money, and just with the most minimal amount of effort to prevent a razor blade from going to my wrist, or to avoid me from being continuously sexually and physically assaulted and continuously tortured and terrorized and trapped on a schizophrenic radio station. You abandoned me and left me trapped on that. You did not spread Kip Told the Truth in public, or nor let me know. You let me sit there like a sitting duck to be tortured. That makes you know better than them. That makes you an accessory to everything that they're doing, because you have knowledge of it and you're aware of it, and you're doing nothing to stop it but sitting there watching it happen like a slow motion train wreck. But the huge difference is, this one you can't help. You can actually help stop it. You can't actually help the people escape the train wreck. And you did nothing but the wrong thing. I deserve better than that. I deserve way better than the biggest bag of bullshit that you've handed to me, and that was already being visited upon me by these motherfuckers. Not to mention the additional biggest bag of bullshit that you added on top of that, by treating me like shit, by ignoring me, and by doing nothing but sit there while with your thumbs up your asses while I've been, pushed to suicide and into further ruin. Even if I survive this, it will never be what it could have been. It will never be better than a moment ago. So the timeline for myself and for everyone really is continuously, permanently getting worse, both the potential and the actual. You'll never have a better opportunity to make a better decision and to do the right thing than you did a moment ago. So keep on waiting and let everything go to shit. And as I edit this video and create this video and upload this video and type up a description for it and then wait for it to upload and then post it on Facebook, some of you are actually already in the know that I'm suffering. Actually, all of you are that are watching this video or that have had the opportunity to watch this video. Some of you are actually watching me or are aware that I'm making this video right now and are about to post it. And you're still not doing the right thing, but the wrong thing. You don't sit there and watch someone get tortured and terrorized. If a little girl was being beaten, raped, and stabbed in the trailer that I was in or where I am now, you would not sit there and watch it happen or be made aware of it that it was happening and then text messages of hope or false hope to the rapists that were beating, raping, and stabbing her. And then, which had been going on for years. And then like say, hang in there, little girl, we'll get to you eventually. Over months or however long, when they had already been doing that for years. You wouldn't do that at all. You'd go in there immediately and get that person out of there or send money to that person so that they could get themselves out of there themselves. That's the most unethical, immoral thing. That's the most heinous thing. That's the most unconscionable and unforgivable thing that you can do. You're literally sitting there watching someone get tortured and terrorized. You are literally watching my videos or not watching them, aware that I'm being tortured and terrorized. And if you don't believe me, you're a stupid bitch. And if you do believe me, you're still a stupid bitch. You're the second stupidest group of bitches in the entire fucking world, working with and cooperating with and bowing down to the stupidest group of bitches in the entire world who have a lose-lose strategy and are ruining the world, literally. This only affects billions of people, not to mention the hundreds or thousands of people that are already affected by it now, or even a larger number than that. And while this has been going on, they've been gangstalking the people around me, like the roommate that I have, and all the people around me. I know that because I can hear them say the things to the person, at a subliminal audio level. They broadcast them to me at an audio level sometimes while that person is speaking to me. And just before they say it or as they're saying it, I can hear through the VoiceToSkull thing what they're saying through that person or dropping keywords. And then they'll blast videos in my eyes or images into my eyes of the keywords that they're saying that they had already prepared ahead of time. So they'll drop they'll drop a paparazzi thing or something or as a reference to Lady Gaga, and they'll blast an image of Lady Gaga into my eyes. Or they'll, and then they do this all the time. They make all these movie references. They'll blast imagery of things that have already happened to my life, teasing the fact that they have video and images and their own knowledge and a database of all this information of what they've done to me and to other people, and that they're just holding off as long as possible to do the right thing and to share that information so that there can be, so all their rights can be made as, all their wrongs can be made as right as possible, and the victims can be made as whole as possible. You are also doing the same exact thing. You are no better than them. You do not wait at all. You act immediately when someone is suffering and being a victim of torture and terror, and you act immediately. I deserve better than that. I deserve better than the biggest bag of traitors bullshit that all of you have handed to me. And Dad, you are a disgusting piece of shit to sit there and watch my life get further ruined by your inactions. And no matter what else you're doing, it doesn't matter because it's all worthless. It's for worse than nothing. The end result is a worse outcome than would it be if you had done something 3 years ago, or 3 months ago, or 3 days ago, or 3 seconds ago. A hostage situation does not change anything. They've already tried to get Max killed by trying to get him in fights with bigger dogs. His head was in the mouth of Camo, and luckily Camo didn't bite down on it. And they've also tried to push him into traffic, and that leash or that collar has come loose before when they've done this type of thing before. He never chases cars, and they can zap him in a certain way to where he wants to chase cars. They demonstrated that when I was living in the trailer by my sister's house. Not to mention the irreparable damage that's being done to my body and psyche. You are literally letting years or decades of my life be shaved off, not to mention the years that have been wasted on the front side. So you have literally stolen years of my life away, or other people have, and then you're stealing even more of it by not doing the right thing and acting like it's going to be a secret surprise party, like I'll be happy that happens and want to attend it. And this just happened to be level 9117. which 17 and 71 are one of the big buzz numbers that they like to point out all the time, because in 2017 I was living near 71 and they made a big old thing about it, and because it also looks like an I and a sideways V, and like VI and IV, and they made a whole big thing about that too. Not sure if that has anything to do with it. I don't give a shit.